A lot of talk about concussions and head injuries in recent years, especially when it comes to professional sports, but young athletes are at risk too. Now's Rachel Lado is here with one local boy's story. Rachel?
Ashley, an 11-year-old boy remains in a medically induced coma tonight. He fell while playing roller hockey with his brothers and cousins. His family shares their story to drive home the importance of wearing helmets. Luca Annunziata fell ill November 28th, hours after a fall while playing a casual game of roller hockey with his family.
He was not wearing a helmet, and he suffered significant traumatic brain injury.
Initially, Luca felt fine. It was not until later that evening that his parents knew something was wrong.
Probably around 7:30 or so that we got a phone call from John and Darby saying that he is experiencing brain injury.
Luca was airlifted to St. Mary's, where he was rushed into the operating room for surgery on his brain.
You can fall, you may not necessarily have a skull fracture, but you can have significant bleeding in the brain, which is one of the things that he had.
Nearly 2 weeks later, the 11-year-old who loves fishing and candy is still in a coma. But Luca's uncle says he's showing signs he's going to pull through.
Luca, can you give thumbs up to Jake? Hey, good job, Luca.
We got some movement from him the other day. We got a thumbs up. It just gave us all the chills. It was just an emotional time to have him to do that. Just gave us such an encouragement. It was so uplifting.
Encouragement to share Luca's story, to hopefully protect another child from a traumatic brain injury by simply wearing a helmet.
It's always so important to wear a helmet because that's the one thing that you can do to prevent a lot of what we see here in our intensive care unit.
And we need to use this situation to really get that word out there that it's about educating the children and the parents as well to understand that something like this could happen so quickly and you can prevent it.
Now, according to the Centers for Disease Control, close to 1.5 million people visit the emergency room for traumatic brain injuries each year. Almost 500,000 of those visits are made by children aged 0 to 14. The most common cause of a traumatic brain injury is a fall, like in Luca's case. Now, if you're not familiar with Luca's story, his family is using the hashtag #PrayForLuca to update everyone in the community on Facebook. And as you can see here, there's also a GoFundMe page that's been set up to help offset the costs related to Luca's injury. Ashley?
Rachel, and it is just so preventable. Just wear those helmets. We just need to get that word out there. Thank you so much.